Hi, this is Chris Hale, Freedom's Witness, and I wanted to reach out to everyone tonight. Hope everyone's staying warm because it's freaking cold as shit in Chicago. But the reason for the short video is I had a friend of mine, or now she's a friend of mine, reach out to me, and she had downloaded my book from Amazon, read the story about my growing up a Jehovah's Witness. And even though she didn't grow up that way, she made a comment about some incredibly striking similarities in my story to her story, and it's almost tit for tat on her story versus mine. And what was interesting is that she noted how I had a no excuses approach to getting better, a no excuses approach to making the moves that I needed to make in order to have the kind of life that I envisioned for myself, even as a younger man. And what's interesting about her story is that no matter what she went through, and how many people may have doubted her story, she persisted in building her life. And what that says to me is that I am not alone in the strength of the human will and in the strength of the human spirit to persevere and prevail no matter what. And the success that is garnered from that is not something that other people can judge. It's the peace of mind that you experience as a grown person. It's the peace of mind that you have from knowing that you knocked down every barrier in front of you and knowing that you gave it your all to get to a place of peace. And that is the actual end result, right? Coming to peace with who you are as a person and living in your own truth and loving that truth. And I saw something on Instagram recently that said, don't be ashamed of your story because you never know how it's helping others. And there are always people watching. And there's some people that will be afraid to make the moves, the necessary moves they have to make to build a better life for themselves. And there are those who are just looking for the excuse to go ahead and jump all in. And sometimes this means forsaking everyone you knew as a friend, forsaking family, and forsaking the old life to build something new. And there really is no excuse. There are people in much worse conditions than I find myself, and there are people in much worse conditions than my new friend found herself to be in. But nonetheless, they were her conditions and they were her challenges. And now when you look at a person's life, you look at the outward presentation of them, and it's easy to judge. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she has a nice house. Oh, she has a nice car, nice husband, and she has all these kids. But everybody has a personal story. It may not be as traumatic as mine or hers, but it's their personal story. And if you dig a little bit deeper into people's lives, those people you come in contact with, there's always something there that from which we can learn. So my point in all of this is summon your inner Superman, summon your inner power to beat the odds. I mean, for example, I love Will Smith. I just thought he was me, or I should have been him. But even with all his money and all his wealth and all his access, him and his wife have had a lot of challenges. He's had a lot of personal challenges, but he's beat them back. But that's Will Smith, multi-millions of dollars. He's one of the biggest celebrities on the planet. You and I, we're not. We're just normal people. So no matter who you are and what a person has, everybody's got challenges. It just is a matter of how do you want to approach them? How do you want to deal with them? Do you want them to beat you back, or do you want to be able to have that process in place? And there is power in that. Each human being has that willpower and can summon that desire. I mean, I think it's at different levels, and I think it's all a result of, it can be a result of the people you're around too. And if you're around people that are coddling you and that are not encouraging you, or are sitting for hours and hours listening to the same old story, then those are not your friends. Those are not the people that are best for you. The people that are best for you are the people that are saying, you know what, I only give you 1 or 2 minutes today to talk about this story, and from now on we're going to continue to reduce that time till we can start writing a different story. Because actually, if your mind is full of the existing story, if all you do is replay that story over and over and over in your head, when you dream, when you talk to other people, when you make YouTube videos, for example, if you're always talking about the same thing, there is no longer any room left for you to concoct and develop a new story. And developing a new story requires a little bit of a free mind, and it also requires that you empty out the old to make space for the new. This is Freedom's Witness, and I hope you all have a safe and warm evening.